Good morning, everyone. I will give a short introduction on the landscape evolution of the southern North Sea during the late Pleistocene, and more specifically during the last ice age, and how some fluvial scour marks discovered by accident, as well as some boulders on the Belgian continental shelf, helped me rewrite a bit of the story around this history. When we think of landscape evolution, we have to consider climate change during the Quaternary period, which caused a series of cold and warm periods. And during cold periods, actually, sea level drops, your water is being stored in ice sheets, and your rivers expand onto the newly exposed continental shelf, thereby eroding the lower deposits that are present. The red square that you see is the Belgian continental shelf, quite small compared to the North Sea area, but nonetheless quite significant in telling its history. The underlying layers that are actually eroded during the sea level drop in Belgium, or Flanders in this case, is the top Paleogean surface, what you see here. The dark colored areas are the river valleys, and the Flemish Valley with the Scheldt River actually extended onto the Belgian continental shelf and flowed through HIGHSTANDS once onto the inner Belgian continental shelf. But whoever has a keen eye can see it in the north. On the outer Belgian continental shelf there are also scour marks coming from the north. So you can actually draw a line in between with two different types of orientations from rivers. When we zoom out, we can extend this line to the north to the Rhine-Meuse river system, and actually for a lot of rivers on the European continental shelf, and actually all over the globe. So the question actually is, where do these scour marks on the outer Belgian continental shelf come from? When we look at the bathymetry that you see here, you can see a lot of topographic irregularities, highs and lows, and one of the important features that you can see is a river system here. Most of you will know it, I think. It's a huge river system when sea level was low that extended into the Atlantic Ocean. And we believe that the Belgian continental shelf was actually at times part of this river system, which is unprecedented, never thought to be the case. So I will give a few short images on how the landscape actually evolved during the last ice age. At the beginning of the last ice age, actually we had another warm period, the Evian, and climate actually started cooling down. At first, it wasn't as bad as most of us come to think of it. Climate was still humid, temperate, and when sea level was around 40 meters lower than today, you have two seas, one in the north, one in the south, and in between you have a huge delta system from the Rhine and the Meuse River. And we discovered that there is actually a little sister to the south on the Belgian continental shelf here, that's actually quite similar, but from the Scheldt River system. And we expect that the Rhine-Meuse system looked like this, and the one in Belgium looked like this. So, not so unagreeable in my opinion. So, but when the ice age progressed, climate cooled down, it got drier, the landscape was not so agreeable anymore. You get more of a heathland, earth landscape, a tundra steppe-like landscape, and you meandering rivers full of plants change into greater river systems. What you see on this map is that the sea is completely gone, the continental shelf is completely exposed, and actually what you see is that rivers north of the line here all flow through Scandinavia and Scotland, and all the rivers south actually drain this river system that you could see before. The yellow areas are actually the riverbeds, and what is the total expansion of the river. Now, when in the last part of the ice age is the most important one, we have an ice sheet in the north. When your ice sheet retreats, we get lakes, and all the river systems that we know actually had to go south through the English Channel here. We discovered that the scour marks here might be related to an outlet of the lake in the north, or that we also discovered that there are boulders on the Belgian continental shelf, that they originate from the Scottish Highlands and the English East Coast, and they had to be transported one way or another onto the Belgian continental shelf. I believe that they transport south with the ice sheet, where it destabilizes, releases icebergs that come through the river system south, either through the lake or the river system itself. But I also discovered that there might be spring events when there is huge melting, and that your river system expands to the whole riverbed, which was up to 50 kilometers wide. That's the most important thing, and not so important anymore.